Hi guys, I hope you're okay. If you have stumbled across this video because you have a baby that isn't sleeping, then I really hope this helps. I am no professional at all. I'm just another mum with a little bit of advice maybe. We're all winging it, aren't we? But these are a few little things that I did along the way before Harrison was sleeping through to try and get him to sleep through. I've written a few notes on my phone. Obviously everybody is different, every parent is different, every baby is different, so whilst I'm giving you this advice, take it with a pinch of salt and just try and do things your way, because every baby is going to react to things differently. I do feel a little bit mean filming this video because I'm now through the other side and Harrison is nearly 2.5, but at the same time I feel like I'm probably in a better position to advise a mum to a newborn, because when you're in the newborn phase it's hard. It is so hard. You're not getting any sleep, and I don't know, I'm just telling you now that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Your baby will sleep and you'll get through this, I promise. Now also I feel like it's really important to say this. Now it's hard again when you are struggling because your baby isn't sleeping, but I think it's so important to remember that your baby is waking because for them it's a built-in like survival mechanism. They wake up because they're too hot, because they're too cold, because they're hungry, because they're not well, maybe just because of comfort, but ultimately they're waking up for like one of 4 reasons, and that's all to survive. And I know all mums would much rather wake up to see to our baby and make sure they're okay than for them to be poorly. I know it's hard. You've probably been woken up all throughout the night or week. I promise it does get better. I'm going to work through my little note section here. This video was filmed very much on a whim, so I've not got any like, I've not spent a lot of time remembering what I did, but these were the main things that I put into place, I guess, and these are the things that stick in my mind, that when it comes around to baby number 2, these are the things that I'm gonna do again. So first of all, what do I have here? White noise. Now when Harrison was first born, we had a ewe in the sheep. It was just something that we had before he was even here, and we love him. I've heard some people say that they didn't work for them and their babies, but for Harrison it worked a dream. This little sheep plays, I think, 4 noises: womb noises, a heartbeat, a little lullaby, and then just like a white noisy sound, I believe. And we'd put this into Harrison's snooze pod or at the end of his Moses basket, and it used to work a dream. It also has like a little glow too, but nothing too distracting. It was magic. It was absolutely magic. I remember the first time that it calmed Harrison down from crying and drifted him off into sleep. I cried my eyes out. I was laying in bed, it was probably the hormones, and I literally cried onto Mike's chest because I was like, he misses being in my tummy, which now I know is completely ridiculous because I'm just grateful that it worked. But at the time I was pretty traumatized. But yeah, white noise. You can get like baby monitors with white noise in them that do like light shows and all that jazz. I always found that lights were a little bit distracting for Harrison. I didn't ever want to overstimulate him at bedtime, but the white noise was a dream. We also played like white noise on apps and stuff, which is probably not the most ideal, especially when they've got your phone upstairs and you're downstairs. And what else? Oh, we went to a baby spa which again sounds ridiculous, but it was incredible. And the music that they were playing in there was like Disney lullabies, which were just so calm and relaxing. I remember texting like mums of babies the same age, like, you need to get this. It worked for all of them. We used to just play it to Harrison in the evening throughout like baby massage and bath time, and it worked so well at calming him down. So yeah, things like that I think help to give your baby a calm bedtime, so that when they're going to drift off into a sleep feeling relaxed and calm, and hopefully it gives them the best night's sleep possible. I mentioned a minute ago baby massage. I loved it. Initially I bought it in just because I wanted that like one-on-one bonding time. I wanted to feel all of Harrison's little toes and his fingers, but I think it's a great way at calming baby down, relaxing them, and just setting the scene for bedtime, getting them into that routine. And just when baby knows that that's baby massage time, they know the bed's coming up, and hopefully it goes well. My main one here, I don't know why I didn't put this at the top, was something that I recommend to all my like expecting mum friends, is trying to help your baby distinguish like day from night. When Harrison was in my tummy, he used to come alive at about 5 o'clock. He'd be kicking away, elbowing me in the ribs, but throughout the rest of the day he was very quiet. So when he came into the world, not a lot changed. He was very active at night, wanted to play at night, whereas in the day he would very calmly sleep, just be very content. But yeah, in the night time, not so much. So I remember suggesting to Mike this, and he was like, are you sure? I don't think so. But so basically in the daytime, Harrison was born in the summer, so there was a lot going on anyway. We had the windows open, the curtains open, it was bright. I would hoover, I wouldn't be like, shh, the baby's asleep throughout the day. That just wouldn't happen. If the TV was on, the TV was on. If the radio was on, the radio was on. But come like 6 to 7 o'clock in the evening, we dimmed the lights. I'd even light candles and things, just to create like a calm atmosphere. I would put away all of his like stimulating toys, all the noisy plastic light up toys, all of that went away, and it was like calm down time. Would do that for like an hour, then it'd be bath time and bedtime. Harrison, believe it or not, had a bedtime when he was a baby. That just simply meant that he went upstairs into his snooze pod as opposed to being downstairs in his Moses basket. And we just kept at that. We kept a routine. I didn't ever like Harrison to be out too late when he was a baby, because I wanted to get him into that routine. And whilst I don't think that's going to work as well when we eventually come around to having baby number 2, because we're already in a routine and things, but first baby, that definitely worked. And I stand by that was what made Harrison sleep, because by the time Harrison was about 12 weeks old, I believe, he was sleeping through. At 4 months old, he was in his own bedroom. So yeah, if you can try and help your baby distinguish night from day, I think that works. Again, I'm not an expert, but for us, it definitely did the trick. Harrison is very much a comfort-based baby. Is that a thing? He loves his comforts just like me, and it's a little bit controversial. I know I've done a whole video on it, but he has a dummy and this worked beautifully. Whilst Harrison was breastfeeding, he was doing it a lot, I think, for comfort. So we gave him a dummy and it worked. We stopped breastfeeding after a few weeks because it wasn't working for me. He was feeding all the time, and had I given it more time and more effort and continued just like ploughed through it, I think it would have worked out in the long run. But at that moment in time it wasn't working, and I just thought, you know what, a happy mum is going to make a happy baby, and it was getting me down, so we moved on to formula, and it worked a dream. Harrison wasn't as hungry, the formula was filling him up. I'm not saying if you're breastfeeding switch to formula milk, you've got to do what's right for you, but that was what worked for us. I think that was a huge turning point in the whole thing as well. I remember him still being hungry. I think we moved him on to Hungry Baby after a few months, and he was sleeping through. Again, that's not me saying use formula milk, don't breastfeed. Every parent is different, and we just have to respect that. But I did introduce a dummy quite early on. I didn't want to, but I did have dummies there because I knew at some point I would be giving them a go, and it's worked. He loves his dummy, he won't let it go, which is the only con in it, for me anyway. At nearly 2.5, he loves his dummy more than ever. But I think where I'm going with this is try and help your baby find a comfort item. Obviously you can't force them to have a comfort item, they like what they like, but for us it's helped a lot. These 2 blankets are from when Harrison was a baby. He adores them still, he won't go anywhere without them. Look at the state of this, it's pretty grim, but he loves it, and to this day he won't go to sleep without it. So finding a comfort item that's, you know, a dummy or something that they've got in their cot with them that's gonna calm them down, help them settle, is a huge thing. Because if they wake up in the night, maybe it isn't a feed they need, or no, it is when they're a baby, but as they get older it might not be, and they might just be looking for that comfort. La-di-da-da-da, I'm rambling. Ensure the temperature of baby's room is right. So again, for health reasons, to make sure nothing horrific happens, it's really important that baby's temperature is right in the night. Remember, we had just a little cardboard thermometer, like a Grow company one, and we just checked that Harrison's temperature in the bedroom, not his actual temperature, the room temperature in our room or his room was okay. Not so much in the daytime, like if he was downstairs with us, because we'd be able to check on him and we'd know what the room was like, but definitely when he was in his own room. And that also goes for like the tog of his sleeping bag, and the correct like nightwear. Are they wearing a vest if it's cold? Are they wearing just a vest to bed if it's really hot? That kind of thing. I can't remember where I found all that information, but it's somewhere online. I'll try and find it and link it below. But I had like a little guide, and I remember screenshotting it, so I knew, right, okay, this is the temperature, he should be wearing this to bed, kind of thing. And also that just gives you a little bit of peace of mind, because it's so worrying as well, isn't it? Like, I remember when Harrison first started sleeping through, I didn't sleep through because I'd be checking, oh my god, is he okay? Like, why isn't he woken up? So, you know, it's a hard time. Okay, so this is a weird one. I don't know how this works, but it works, and I'm standing by that. My theory is that the more a baby sleeps in the day, the better they sleep at night. I read it somewhere, I thought, yeah, that's a load of rubbish, but it works. If Harrison does, even today, like Harrison still naps once a day for 2 hours. If he doesn't have that nap, he doesn't sleep well at night. And all throughout Harrison being a baby, that was just what happened. Thankfully he has always enjoyed his sleep, so he did nap in the day, but the days that he didn't nap, he just wouldn't sleep at night. I don't know how it works, I don't know why, but it's definitely something to think about, I think. Weird one. Ultimately, just remember that your baby is waking for a reason, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. It will get better, but they are just a few of my little tips, things that we used, little Ewan here, just a bit of like our story, I guess. But I do think that trying to help your baby distinguish night from day, even if they are still waking up through the night, is going to help in the long run when you start to put in that routine of bedtime. So yeah, good luck with your baby sleeping. I hope your baby sleeps well tonight. Let me know if you do take on board any of the advice I've mentioned in today's video, but please remember that I'm not a professional and this is just what we did with Harrison. He is, like I said, nearly 2.5 now. He sleeps like 12-13 hours at night. He loves his sleep still, so maybe that was just the way he was built, but things will work out. You're not in it alone. We're all the same. We've all cried exhausted tears. We've all been frustrated when baby wakes up again. But for your, sorry about the noise outside, it's school run time. For your own being, just take a 10-second breather before you go to see them. Just reevaluate in your mind, just remember why they're waking up, and hopefully that'll just put you in the right mindset rather than being like super frustrated about it. Easy to say, I know, because I'm not sat here like with a newborn that hasn't slept all week. But yeah, good luck, you'll be fine. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and leave any advice, comments, stories in the comments below. And I'll see you soon. Bye.